It's a big day at the Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society. Nickel Plate 765 is back under its own steam power after a lengthy and extensive overhaul.
We're having our annual open house, and this is an event we've hosted for a number of years, but this is a special one because the 765 is back under steam again for the first time since 1993. This is the conclusion of a 4-year rebuild, and our volunteers put in about 12,000 donated hours to make this happen.
Back in steam, it's making noise, it's going to go chuff chuff in the future. A lot of people haven't seen it in forever, and there are a lot of kids here. I personally, I don't really remember it in steam when it was before. I mean, I was yay tall, and my dad would take me out to see it, but this is the first time that I've really seen it where I can really truly appreciate it.
In addition to the 765, there are plenty of other things to see and do on this crisp November day, such as taking a look inside the 2-track shop facility where all the work on the 765 was done. Those looking for a ride could hop on a meticulously restored Wabash caboose and travel out to the edge of the Society's grounds. Or for a more open-air experience, ride down to the other end of the campus on a trailer behind a speeder car. Tell us about the Historical Society and how it got started here.
Well, today we're standing on our grounds, which comprise 15 acres located east of Fort Wayne, Indiana. But for many years we were itinerant. Before I joined, the group was about 1.5 miles from here, a little lot on the corner, and they worked on the locomotive outside for 5 years. They spent some time in Bellevue, Ohio, and Lima, Ohio, and so we were really an itinerant group. We were finally able to come up with the funds to not only buy the property, but put up a 2-track building.
One of 30 S2 Class 284s, the 765 was constructed by the Lima Locomotive Works in nearby Lima, Ohio in 1944. It was used primarily for fast freight service from Chicago and St. Louis to Buffalo, New York. Many credit the 765 and the 79 other nickel plate 284s with saving a railroad that was left vulnerable and weak by the Depression. However, on June 14, 1958, the 765 made its last run, having been supplanted by the diesel electric. While most of the 284s were cut up for scrap, the 765 and 5 others were spared.
They retired their steam engines rather suddenly, and it was in pretty good condition when they retired it. So in the early 1960s, when Fort Wayne was looking for a donated locomotive, it wound up on display near downtown Fort Wayne.
It turned out, though, that the 765 wasn't the city's first choice for its new display.
When the city found out the Nickel Plate Road was retiring the steam locomotives, they requested the 767 to be put on display in a park. The 765 was in much better shape. And they quietly renumbered the locomotive and did a good paint job and rolled it onto the corner there.
By the early 1970s, it had deteriorated cosmetically, and the society was formed in 1972 for the purpose of restoring the locomotive. The original thought was to cosmetically restore it, but that soon evolved into, well, why can't we make it run? Which was a pretty gutsy move for a group of people without a railroading background and certainly no steam experience.
So they moved it out and brought it to the corner down there at Ryan and Edgerton and restored it outside without shops, all volunteer workforce. They did it in about 4.5 years.
Restoration of the 765 marked the first time a large mainline steam locomotive had been restored to operation by an all-volunteer organization. Following a successful break-in run, the engine embarked on a busy second career in excursion service that lasted until 1993, when it was time for another overhaul.
Basically, the locomotive was stripped completely. It was off the wheels, setting on blocks, and everything that could possibly be taken off had been removed from the locomotive. The boiler has been completely refurbished. Flue sheets, tubes, superheaters, it's all brand new. So we had it stripped down to what the nickel plate would have done regularly every couple of years, and we had it stripped down to that point. And obviously, working on a volunteer basis, it just takes you longer to accomplish that. It also takes a lot of work to find components because you're not going to be able to buy things off the shelf. So we had to make a lot of contacts in the rail preservation area. We sent the driving wheels to Chattanooga to the TBRM down there because they had the equipment to perform the work. And we made friends at a lot of machine shops to have parts machined. And we were very fortunate to be able to accumulate almost a complete set of drawings, which really saved us, because if we needed to refurbish a part, we could take the old part to the machinist, give him the drawing and say, make it like this. So it really helped us a lot. The timing for our overhaul turned out to be pretty good, because just prior to us tearing it down, the federal government changed the locomotive boiler regulations. So there we are, we were poised to rebuild the locomotive, so we were able to come into compliance with the regulations. But it entailed a lot of work. It's a big effort to refurbish one of these locomotives. Excursions may not be as prevalent as they were in the 1980s, but there certainly are opportunities, and there are other steam locomotives that operate as well. So we're looking for railroads that we can partner with to run excursions.
For more information about Nickel Plate Road 765, check out www.765.org, or you can call area code 260-493-0765. Thank you for joining us. We really hope you enjoyed the program. Tune in again next week for another edition of Trackside. I'm Dave Reed.